you're
back.
You're back. Good.
Tiny coming in.
I just think of Slacks every time I hear Tiny saying something like that. Man, how's Cliff doing? Doing all right?
Well, I go upstairs, and they're not in the living room.
Oh.
Like, okay, must be upstairs. So I go upstairs to his room, and he's not in the crib. But his blankets are moved. And Sarah's not there. So I go to our room, and she's in the bed, and then he's just, like, on the floor in, like, his little, like, I guess you call it, like, a rocker. It's, like, a thing he sits in or whatever. I was like, why is he in here? Like, why are you over there? Like, I missed him.
Oh, my God. That's adorable. Someday I'll get to meet Cliff, and that'd be fun. But it seems like you're having a good time, man, which is really cool. So
he's a baby.
He is a baby.
He acts like a real baby sometimes, too. He just fucking cries.
What a jerk.
I know. Can you believe that?
It's like an NA Dota player.
Oh, coddle Tiny. This looks broken.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. But another Viper pick.
Speaking of NA Dota, did you catch any of those games last night?
I heard they were good.
You guys did.
I heard they were good. I didn't see them. I was too busy.
BGJ 2-0'd EG.
Yeah, that's insane.
Brilliant fashion.
Jack is very happy, let me tell you. Yeah, that's.
He better be.
Oh, listen, I tried watching those Dota games, but I was too busy beating Purge in day 9 in a pub game. So.
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta put in some work.
You gotta put your foot down and play some Dota. And I want to tell the story, but I want to tell it maybe on a What the Duck sometime. I know you guys told him
for sure. When
I'm going to
tell
you on a podcast.
So he can say things like, I played so bad that game.
He did. He literally said, we watched the stream after the game. I just got killed too many times. I was getting hit by too much random damage. I should have got BKB. I just fed, and I choked. He literally said that. He said he choked.
Classic Purge core.
Classic Purge. And
He's convinced himself that he always chokes when he plays core.
Man, and as much as I love Day 9, like he obviously one of the best casters out there. StarCraft 2, StarCraft is his Day 9 daily, a big thing. There is nothing more satisfying than beating Day 9 in Purge. So
you got him, dude.
I really did, and that's probably the highlight of my career, and it's all downhill from here. So we'll get into this game. Abaddon picked for Selgros again. Skither Evil, the Boogie Boys. D&D's dudes, whatever you want to call them. And then Final Tribe looking for their third pick. So I guess this Boogie Boys team, it's literally the same draft so far. Is there anything banned out that they can't pick that they picked last game? The Chen. That's just the only thing. But that is a big ban. That changes your draft and your play style kind of, I don't want to say entirely, but it's a big deal, I think, if you're Selgros.
Yeah, that's a nice pick, though. The Rubik can play around the shards, tossing people up over into the wrong side where they don't want to be. He can obviously steal from Viper.
Yep.
Even Nether Toxin's fine. You're happy getting it, but the Viper Strike would likely be the goal, and Abba has very good steals as well.
Yeah.
No cast point, aphotic shield.
You forget about the fact that they added Nether Toxin now. You used to only be able to steal Viper Strike from Viper, but Viper Strike is pretty simple to steal. It's got a pretty long windup, and then you have to drop your Nether Toxin after, so Rubik, if he's in the right position, can steal it. It's a very good steal, too. I like Viper Strike against these heroes especially. Kiting the Abaddon. But yeah, stealing the Aphotic Shield, no cast point, like you mentioned. Very good ability to steal. I think Rubik's in a really good place right now. I like playing him. I like watching him being played. He's very exciting. And there's a lot of really good spells to steal and to be offered. So, and I like it with the Keeper of the Light too, actually.
If they were confident enough with position 5 Tusk, they could try the Nyx Assassin. I think would still be kind of okay here. He's very good against Coddle.
Yeah.
And he stops you from doing a lot of split push shenanigans, but he can also play early on. But they might just want to go Rasta. That would be the default pick I envision here. A little bit more tower damage, some more control. A nice position 5, quote unquote, to have with Tusk because you can play a little bit greedier as a Rasta.
You could theoretically go to Disruptors too, as well, but they go to the Witch Doctor instead.
Oh, it's the Rastafarian instead. The wrong Rasta.
Hey, man. It's the Witch Doctor. He's going to try to get some big casks and Maledics, and I don't know. Why Witch Doctor is the question I have.
He doesn't counter a lot of the heroes on the Final Tribe. Maledict's definitely good against Tiny just because he's very high HP. He's annoying in lane. If he plays in that off lane, then you can do something against him. But it's just early push. I mean, this is what they've been good at. You can maybe get some earlier points in the Voodoo Restoration than most people do. That could help you out. But I'm assuming it's going to be a really annoying, aggressive, like Tiny Coddle off lane, and so Witch Doctor would be good to have there.
Yeah, Cask would be pretty significant. And that makes a lot of sense. You have a Tiny running at you. It's pretty good to keep you alive. The Death Ward's pretty solid, bringing down the Keeper of the Light and the Rubik. It shouldn't be stolen because of Voodoo Restoration. theoretically.
Oh, that's another great reason to get it early on too, actually. As you were saying, because like no one gets Voodoo right now very early on at all.
No, it's been cast Maledict all the way through. But, all right, we got one more pick before our final band phase for the final tribe. They are looking for their course.
You gotta be worried about that push, right? So like, how do you stop the push here, Maut? That's what we got to figure out.
It's a good question.
Coddle's great, sure.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. But what else is available? In terms, it's a core position as well.
Not easy. You look at someone like maybe a Puck, for example, who can like kind of fight early on, but doesn't have the best wave clear. Could try the SF again, but you've got that dirty old Tusk, and then that Viper possibly in the mid might be the safe lane. You don't even know who's going mid. You could try a Tinker game.
Dirty old Tusk. Dirty old Tusk makes him sound like some lecherous old man.
Dirty. He rolls on the ground.
Razor, I think, is the perfect position. This is the answer to your question, right? Plasma Field, pretty good against stopping the push. Static Link is super hard to fight into a Razor with Static Link, Eye of the Storm.
10 seconds.
Good against ABBA, who just wants to be in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
So that's one way to do it. And the question is where's the Razor going? Theoretically, it's the Jonas Tiny offlane again and the Razor safe lane, correct? I mean, you just want to be able to link this Abad and go to work. You could also do it against Viper. Razor kind of historically has been one of the old Viper counters. That's now,
kind of where I would envision it now would be mid lane versus Viper. But we also don't know where this Viper is going to go. You can't count on this Razor being mid,
right?
Simply because they might do safe lane Viper, and then again, no one really counters Razor except for like Prophet in lane. So
you don't want to if they send the Viper safe lane, you don't want to send like an aggressive trial lane top, do you, for the final trap? I feel like Rubik, Keeper Light, Razor, maybe not the best aggro trial lane against Viper, Tusk, Witch Doctor.
I don't think so, no. I think you'd lose that fight.
So then it's more than likely going to be Razor mid and or safe lane. So those are the options we're looking at now. But it is the same matchup between Viper and Tiny like we saw last game, and especially if DNZ has another amazing game, Jonas might get shut down again. But Terrorblade, a pretty good last ban.
They could gyro.
For the final tribe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Dire team pick.
Nice Phoenix ban.
Yeah, I think Gyro's the hero. Am I crazy? He's still in.
They're 1-1 with it. Frost played it in both games. The first game he dominated. The second game wasn't necessarily his fault. Gyro could be good. Razor Gyro seems pretty strong early game. Like, that's so much fighting. Like, you just run at people with call down and static link. How are you supposed to fight into that? Even with Viper Abaddon, you know?
Yeah.
You can keep the Keeper Light split pushing too. You can bring people in with the recall.
I just like Rubik Gyro as a dual lane too.
Yeah, Rubik Gyro is pretty strong for sure. Although Abaddon had a great time against the Gyrocopter last game.
Radiant team pick.
Medusa instead.
Classic with the Coddle. Pumps her up for the mana shield. Keeps her a little bit healthier. Can play a late game style as well, so she can hold as well, but also fight early on. Okay.
Yeah, I like this pick a lot, actually.
Can we beat them? Can we just run at these guys and win this game with like a DK mid?
5 seconds remaining.
That's the question.
Have to fight a Razor.
We have such a wide hero pool that I can never guess what they're going to pick. Like, Phoenix last game, who would have saw that coming? Not me.
No, I didn't know that they were into that.
Yeah, me neither. Weeha is just so versatile. He's probably one of the most versatile mid laners. And that he can play pretty much everything, I feel like. He plays Wind Ranger. There's the other choices that he has. I think he's pretty good at that regard. So we'll see what they pick up for. Maybe it's something standard like the DK like you mentioned. Is there anything else that fits this play style more?
They play Visage, right?
I think so, yeah. But it's banned.
Oh, it is. Okay. That would have been a really good hero.
Yeah, I would have liked Visage a lot. I gotta look at the hero list. This is where I struggle.
I mean, they can just kind of do whatever. I mean, they just have to choose where do they want to go. Like, are we going to play around Roche right now? Are we going to pick like a TA, or are we going to pick a Storm for ourselves who can just like pick off this Coddle every fight? That seems okay.
They're going to go Gyro. I thought about this. I thought that they might do this. It makes sense. We can play the Gyrocopter. He's pretty good against the air in the mid lane. Rocket Barrage. It's a lot more early fight. It's essentially what you were thinking about the final try, but we could just run at them with Razor Gyro. They could do the same thing. They have Viper, Gyrocopter, Abaddon. So it's a lot like the last game. They don't have the Phoenix, which might have been the big thing for that draft, or the Chen. I do like the Selgros draft, though, at the end of it all.
My only concern is they don't have like a good initiator for the Boogie Boys. Like they have roll basically, and so if they're actually positioned at a tower, and like if Hanskin is just able to like hurt the wave a little bit or straight up clear the wave, how are they going to just like stop this Coddle from disabling all of their pushing?
Right. It's true.
They basically need to just like snowball in as 5, but if you do that, there's going to be the counterplay from the Medusa. She's just going to ulti, and you're fighting through plasma field, avalanche tosses, these blinding lights, and illuminates.
Yeah, it's true. The final tribe do have some really good team fight potential, counter initiation potential. The wave clear is ridiculous. You have a Razor, you have a Medusa to fall back on later into the game. Chakra magic to keep her tanky with the mana shield going. You're right. The disable, it's not really there other than Snowball. You can run at them with Curse of Avernus and Snowball and Viper, but you have no real way of getting on top of this Keeper of the Light. That's the issue, right? You just can't get on top of him, and he just takes you with an Illuminate or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not stellar for the final try, but at least Jonas can go Blink or Shadow Blade.
Right. That's the that's the initiation that, you know, if they went for something like a Rasta, maybe it's different, and they can get a Blink later on into the game for Boogie Boys, but they have a Witch Doctor. So I think they need Blink on Tusk at some point, which is going to be pretty far away.
I feel like both teams just kind of hedged their bets a little bit there with the last picks. Like they went a little bit safe, like the Medusa, and they went a little bit safe with the Gyrocopter. And we're going to end up having a game that goes like 40 or 60 minutes plus. I don't think it's going to be another quick one. I don't envision that happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. Unless this laning phase goes disastrously bad for one team, which I don't think it will, this game is going to go a very long time. Fighting into the high ground potential of the final tribe, pretty hard. Fighting the high ground potential of the Boogie Boys, pretty difficult, but maybe not as much so. But yeah, they have high ground defense on both sides. They have a good team fight. The landing phase is where it's all going to come together for both of these teams. Boogie, realizing that this might be a bit of a tougher lane against the Razor, will try to pull the creep wave, I believe, and bring it back to his tower. It's the big thing for these offlaners nowadays, trying to get that extra level, that level advantage, and keep yourself in the game in this offlane.
Yeah, really smart play here. And they're going to realize, though, when they get both the bounty runes, they're going to know he was doing something.
Yeah, they've spotted him taking the creep wave. Rubik is mid against Weeha Gyrocopter. Weeha is going for Aquila, so he's not going to bring out a salve, at least not yet. Did that ward spot them bottom? I don't think it did. I don't think they saw Selgros. They're all in the trees. Might have just barely. But it looks as if...
Hanskin's in for a rude awakening because all Coddles want to do these like cheeky tree plays, and they're like, there he is.
Cask, he gets the ice shards, and it does connect barely. They have Cask available. DNC's going to auto attack, and Hanskin's in trouble. Cask will come out, poison attack, gets the kill. It's actually RMN that gets the last auto attack to secure it. So Oliver doesn't get it, but a nice play in the tree lines, even with the ward there.
Dude, do you remember that game? When I was the Treant and I sat mid for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, you waited for the courier.
2.5 minutes until I finally killed the courier.
I think I was getting,
right now.
I was getting upset too, and then you finally did it, and we ended up winning that game.
We won. It was alright. That courier snipe, completely. That's Pablo's life. He's still not giving up.
Oh, Jonas in trouble bottom. This is a dead Tiny. The Illuminate does hit onto 2, but not nearly enough. And Pablo has realized I need to come bottom. This courier is not coming out anytime soon. Wow.
Oh man, that's so painful.
That's pretty rough, yeah.
Hey, he shows up and gets the kill. Oh, the salve!
Salve. Oh my god. RMN actually gets away.
Oh, my health. RMN, please. He shocked me.
Pablo is very sad right now. And
Apologize
this is
for all the hacking, everyone. I'm a little sick.
You'll be all right, buddy. Yeah. This is a Boogie's actually doing great against Frost top lane. Frost doesn't have boots, so Boogie just runs away from the static link. Meanwhile, bottom, Telekinesis, Oliver. Illuminated, Avalanche, auto attack damage should be enough. The snowball coming in, the tree toss will do it. Pablo will get caught with the ice shards, and DNZ is going to try to find a couple of auto attacks. The Illuminate's coming in. I don't think they want to dive this. He does have a Salvia, some Fairy Fire as well. But the Viper getting dropped, so a nice play. It is kind of an aggressive trial end for the final tribe now, and at least will secure 1 kill.
And what's Iron Man doing? He's just running mid to try and put a ward down here for rotations from bottom.
Yeah, maybe. I guess he wants to put it over here. DNZ is going to be able to ice shard and push them away.
Oh, he canceled the regen room that Pablo picked up.
Oh,
that would have been so good.
He might just go back then. I think he's going to stack Ancients and then head home for Pablo.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty likely.
He's had a lot of downtime this game.
He's not done much. You know, he's still level 1, which is not the worst thing. It's still pretty early on in this game. So the Witch Doctor's also level 1, so it's not the end of the world. But he has to go back on top of it all. Maybe they put the Medusa in the jungle at some point and just try to get him mid-experience or something. I don't know what else you do to get him more farm for the Rubik. Maybe get kills, I guess.
You can't get the Ancient stack, though, because of the Frenzy.
Oof. That's the worst, man. The Ancient Thunder High. I complained a lot about Ancients, but that one's annoying. Meanwhile, they've got the Cask. They have the Maledict. Oliver has a level 2 poison attack. The Snowball will hit. The Illuminate comes out. Doesn't really do anything. Last auto attack. It's actually Oliver getting the kill with the poison attack. His Armin had one last auto attack to work with. So we're trading kills down bottom. It's really been where the actions happen. It's just this lane alone.
I'm sure most Tusk players wish that when they picked Tusk in the first phase, they had like no counters. Feels like both games that the Tusk is picked up so early, and no one's picking like PL or Puck or Mirana. Like no one can get away from an Ice Shards.
Yeah, it's true actually.
It's been making his life so easy for DNZ. It enables him so hard.
Yeah, he has some pretty fun games. Even if his game starts going south, he can still do some work. Fighting these heroes is going to be really easy. Boogie continues to try to pull the creep wave because he can't lane against the Razor now. He keeps static linking him. Boogie's actually going to get double bounty rune too. So in spite of the static link happening, it's an even lane. And that's really good for Boogie, I think.
That's fine. If there's no support, you can just do this. And there's just no option for the Razor. He can't just like dive you. He can't come play over here. There'll be TP rotations. And guess who they have? They have a Tusk and a Witch Doctor. You can't fight those two.
No.
If you try and play him under the tower, Boogie and the buddies are going to wreck you.
Yeah, level 2 Curse of Avernus as well to get the slowdown. His phase boots now too for Boogie. This is a pretty good start for the Rady team. They
doesn't even have Stout Shield. No, you're not wasting his money.
No. Arman about to cask up. They get off the Mana Shield, but this is a level 2 Mana Shield. The Rocket Barrage comes in. Era is going to Fairy Fire, and they won't be able to get the kill. The Flat Cannon coming in. They've got the Snowball. Era getting dropped low, but they should secure the kill on Weehaw first, and they will, and DNZ's going to die too. It's a 2-for-1 trade. Medusa, pretty difficult to kill, even with level 2 Mana Shield, and you saw it there.
Well, Pablo's back. He now has a higher net worth than Gyro.
Just like that. Wait, really?
Yep.
How?
Welcome to kills.
Wow, Gyro, I mean, he's even with Medusa and CS, but that's kind of insane.
Maybe he must have something on a courier, right?
I would hope so.
No, that's it.
Well, that's...
I guess they're just a little poor. Pablo just, standing around, not doing much. As Arcanes.
Oh my god. That's the dream. Forget about levels. Forget about the early rough start. They're in. They can start running at people. They have Fable to work with. This is a pretty good feeling. And what was once a pretty good laning phase for Celgros has now turned into actually kind of favored for the final tribe.
Oliver dead?
Yeah, probably.
Ice
Shards, he actually has a salve. The Illuminate comes out, now he'll salve. And they can't get it off, and Jonas is going to get run at now too. And Hanskin getting slowed up. They need another auto attack. The Tree Toss coming in. They can't find Hanskin, though. He gets out in time. He's actually pretty speedy on that Keeper of the Light with the Windlace. So they try for the kill. It doesn't work out, but they have to force the rotations of the supports down bottom at least.
Race for the Arcane Rune top.
Avalanche, DNZ, Fade Bolted, and that's an Illuminate. Nice kill from Hanskin.
Oh, good catch. I was watching Rune action.
Yeah, I know. That's important. They were all going for the bounty runes. I'm like, this is going to turn into a fight. Something's going to happen here, and of course it did.
Weehaw will be 6 soon after this wave, but not going to have a playoff. Oh, they are going to try and make a play, maybe?
He is getting shredded, though. I don't think you could run at Era. You just die. You have no HP. Do you have a salve or anything?
Era would tank it and try and play close, and then they'd have a Ice Shards into a call down or something.
Weehaw just has to shrine
but
up
he stole
or something.
too much experience, actually. That's kind of
funny. Well, they'll be near the medium camp anyway, and it's one of the Ogre camps, so... Uh-oh, Pablo is looking for a Fade Bolt, but Weehaw bodyguarded by DNZ. They actually get off the Ice Shards. They don't have cooldown, though, and Pablo's pretty speedy with Arcane, so they actually can't get the kill. Yeah, maybe they do something level 6 for Weehaw, but this is a pretty rough game for this Gyrocopter.
Frost has done a great job of adjusting to this lane up top. He started to pull the creeps into the hard camp. He's farming that up as well. He's been playing at the bounty runes now, too. He kind of saw what Boogie was doing and started, like, taking advantage and predicting his movements. So he's taking a lead in this lane despite it being kind of even at this point in terms of, like, there's phase boots. Now they both have phase boots. It's like, I can't really kill you, but I need to maximize my farm versus you.
Yes. And Frost, you're right, has done a great job. He's 400 net worth ahead now. He forces out a Shrine. They have rotated the Witch Doctor top, level 2 Maledict, but Boogie might just get linked. It's back up in 5 seconds, so I don't know if they can really get this kill. They might even need DNZ or another rotation. And it seems as if Frost knows something is happening. And he knows that the Witch Doctor is missing.
Well, they're going to get both stacks off here, though.
Yeah, this is, this should stack. Nope.
Oh,
it's
it got confused.
That's weird. I've never seen it go the opposite direction like that. But I suppose it makes sense. They're going to go for top now. They've rotated up to Tusk. The cast will come in. He uses his phase boost. They've got the Curse of Avernus. Cast still bouncing. The Maledict is there. A Snowball will come in as well. He's dead to Maledict one way or the other. Doesn't get off statically, and it doesn't really matter either way if he did. And that's going to provide Abaddon almost his Helm of the Dominator, which, again, he had in the last game. Boogie had a great time. But they kill the Racer. That's the highest net worth hero. And that nets them a nice, cool 538 gold total.
Hanska needs to get fat right now. Like, he needs to start taking some priority. Like, they've given a lot over to Pablo, and they've caught him back up. But, I mean, you need 4 staffs in this game versus the Tusk, because your heroes can't do anything. Nothing feels worse than playing Tusk against teams with, like, 3-4 staffs. You literally become useless. You don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pablo's going to start rushing one himself, which is a little bit awkward for Rubik in some games, but this will have to do. And then I think they should just, like, they need to give stuff over to Hanska. But now he's getting a camp going. This is very good.
Yeah, I mean, Hanska will get some farm eventually. It's going to take him a while. He's not quite where he would like to be. They're going to give some farm for Frost as well. The good news is, in terms of the 4 staffs, you have a Medusa who builds in a Hurricane Pike pretty regularly. Yeah. And Eric can certainly do that in this game. But he's going to go Mask first, which obviously makes sense.
He's getting his farm on.
They have plenty of ancient stacks. DNZ, the smoke will break. They're going to go for this kill onto the Razor. He's going to use his phase boost. They get off the Ice Shards. Static Link is available, and even if he uses it, though, Oliver has the Viper Strike coming in, which is more than enough damage. Illuminates are pushing them back, but that's 2 successful rotations from DNZ and RMN securing those kills.
They're going to have level 6 on that Witch Doctor soon, too, and he has that early point in the Voodoo, so he's not going to have to worry about the steal. And he can even prop them up a little bit as they go for this gank. Yeah, there you go. Turn it on.
They're pretty. I was going to say they're pretty low in HP. They don't really have 6 charges.
Oh,
You'd like to kill the Medusa, but that seems pretty impossible now. And especially with Weehaw so low. He's caught back up nicely, though. He's only 200 behind. Oh, hold that thought. Snowball and Ice Shards blocking Pablo in. The Maledict is already there. He'll pop the Null Field aggressively to try to get the kill with the Illuminate. It doesn't actually do enough, though. DNZ, he actually survives the Voodoo Restoration. It's all right, Armman's got it, don't worry. DNZ actually might live. The Medusa, he can't get the Mystic Snake off in time. He's going to get there, though. He's so close, he can't do it. They're baiting this. They've got the Ice Shards. They've got the Viper Strike. He has no ulti available. He's dead. The Snowball. DNZ, what are you doing? You're crazy. You're a god. There's absolutely no way. That should have worked.
All right, you've been hyped up, dude. I feel like I've done my part.
DNZ is...
You deserve it. You earned it.
100% hyped up successfully.
God. What an outplay.
Well, how does that happen? He was at like 10 HP. What a god.
Good stuff. All right, well, where's Jonas now? He is Soul Ring. He's top. They're trying to make plays onto an Abba. Abba has ulti and says lol. And they're going to try and wrap on the Gyro.
This could be a nice pickup. There's no wave, though. The Flat Cannon will see to that. His drum is almost done. He has a Bracer, which makes him a bit tankier. Yeah, this... Weehaw is caught back up. He's actually ahead of the Medusa after that kill. It's a long ways away from that Mask of Madness as well for the Medusa. He does have Ancient stacks to rely on. I'm not sure he's going to take that anytime soon, though.
Yeah, he really wants the Mask.
And Boogie is just sat top the entire game with his Helm of the Dominator. He has a Siege Creep now. Max Curse of Avernus and a Photic Shield.
Yeah, I like this build. The Helm right into the pipe again.
Yeah. It feels pretty solid for sure.
Oh, they missed that stack again, dude. Just do the easy pull. What's your issue?
And it's not even stacked up that much. It's, what, a double stack along with the original stack that was there? Static Link top lane onto the Abaddon. He will lose 45 damage. That's not much. The tower is getting low. RMN is in the tree line. The tower is in deny range if they want to try to go for it. They have a Siege Creep, though, so if they auto-attack it once, the Siege Creep hits it and then pretty much kills the tower. Well, they won't be able to find it, actually. They're going to try to find something, though, with RMN, but he's too far away to get a cask off. Pablo and Frost are too speedy. They almost found Hanskin, and Boogie might be able to chase him down with phase, but...
Man, this Helm aura, though, with the Voodoo, like, the natural 8 HP regen that you can instantly get
yeah, that D-ward was huge.
He knows.
Meanwhile, Frost might get chased down. Viper Strike coming out. The Static Link is there. The Aphotic Shield. It's onto the Snowball Tusk, by the way, and Frost might kill him with one more auto attack. He can't. DNZ's too speedy. It's too much damage. Oliver about to get the kill. Frost will fall even with the stick charges. Yoda's getting killed by Weeha. No, survives! DNZ has another Ice Shard. Can he snipe him? He will. DNZ finishing the job that Weeha could not. Making plays all day, every day, as they lead this into a Tier 1 tower push, and they still have borrowed time available.
It is only a 2K lead, though. I am a little surprised by that. I guess a lot of that because it's like Pablo's fairly farmed. He's like 400 ahead of either support.
Yeah. They might not even be able to take this because of the counter. Oh, the cast coming in. They have Death Ward. They're going to use it, and they're going to get 2 kills out of it. Both supports are dead. Frost is CPing. He has the Static Link available with Drum, but Oliver slows him down with a poison attack. I don't know if they want to dive this. They have the Viper Strike coming in, but Oliver, the frontline tank, they can't do anything to him. Frost about to get Ice Sharded. Oliver's going to get another kill. Looks like Frost, he uses his wand charges, but Weeha is too fast. Phase Drum available to secure yet another kill, and Boogie continues to go to work on the tower, and they've got it. The Tier 1, forget about Coddle. He's done. He can't save that one.
I mean, that's the problem with this draft, but also the beauty of it, kind of like, they have to 5-man in like that, you know? Like, we know they don't have good initiation to capture the Coddle like that. We were talking about that during the draft, but they pinch them. They come down from the stairs, they come out from the trees, all 5 in a total ball, and they didn't bring in that Medusa. There was no attempt to turn around with the Stone Gaze. Razor couldn't make a play. He just died, again, because of max range shards from DNZ.
DNZ is a god this game.
Look at this. 4, 2, and 10. 14 kills. Every single kill, he is there.
The supports of the series, particularly Pablo and DNZ, have been crazy. Pablo the first game, DNZ the last 2.
I mean, RMN too, 5, 0, and 8. You could argue he's even more impressive this game too on a Witch Doctor that can be very hard to get involved.
That's true. The cask in that last fight against the 2 supports was absolutely critical. Selgros, Boogie Boys, they're having a great old time. A 3K lead. I think you put it pretty well. It's kind of surprising that it's not bigger. You know, I feel like it could be a bigger lead for them at this point, but they're still doing fine.
Well, your boys' final tribe, though, I mean, again, it's only 2K. They have slowed down. Like, it feels like for 15 minutes they could have lost more towers, so they've kind of held this push off maybe better than you might expect considering the heroes, but Oliver's going to augment his build a little bit here to go for a Veil, so a little bit faster in terms of like some heavier damage from the whole team.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, could mean some more 5-man rather than that like little bit of split up or anything. Quite the wrap here with the vision.
Yeah, he's going all the way around. Snowball will connect. They get a Spell Seal as a Aphotic Shield, but it won't keep him alive. They found Hanskin, who was TPing away. He's actually getting out successfully. They had no stun available. They used Snowball and Walrus Punch. But it is still another kill. This will lead into Tier 2 tower damage and probably to a Tier 2 tower. The good news for the final tribe is that this is a lot of space for Era, I suppose, but they're going to start losing a lot of map control here pretty soon. So he needs to get as much out of this these few minutes as he possibly can.
This Coddle's just way too underleveled and way too poor. He just cracked 7. It's
He's
too
not
hard.
Even, yeah, not even max illuminate.
You know, like he can't clear waves well. He doesn't have a 4-staff. Was not given enough space this game.
No. And I wonder why that is. He could have taken some jungle farm. I guess he just wanted to be bottom to help Jonas.
They got the power orb. Oh no, actually,
we might be in trouble. He's near a shrine. He doesn't quite get it off though. The toss avalanche, the lockdown from Pablo with the telekinesis. They're keeping everybody in, but it's just DNZ, and it's too little, too late. And that is a significant kill. Again, a little bit more space to be made here for the Medusa, and some more time given to this dire team. But they will find the Maledicted Death Ward. Hanskin is dead. Nothing he can do about that. They're just chasing him down. Frost will TP in, but he can't get the static link off, and he doesn't want to run high ground with the rest of the Radiant team coming in. Okay, but they still get that kill on the gyro. He's dead for 20. But in spite of that, Selgros are still putting pressure on this middle lane.
They need to try and find pickoffs with Tiny, but you can't really do that against 5-man Dota. So instead, he's forced to rat with his blink, which doesn't feel as good, but it's definitely the right play. Kind of sucks for Final Tribe that they got the lowest net worth core, but it was a core nonetheless, so still a big deal for them.
Right. There's a rune, a haste rune on Rubik, or there was at one point. I think it's gone now.
Thank you, Vanderstar.
Yeah, Vanderstar really helping us out there. Shout outs to that guy. Met him. I met him at Croatia in Dota pit. Talked to him at Bucharest. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, they'll take the tier 2 tower, 3K lead. He is a very good guy.
Trust us. Trust us. Good lad.
He's a little quiet sometimes. He's a very low speaker for sure. But he's a really cool dude. Anyway.
Many a missed ancient stack this game.
And that might be the key.
This just missed another one. No, it was the Radiant this time.
Oh, okay. But still, you could have the top. Well, you do have the top net worth hero on Medusa now, but you could have even more farm for this Dusa, you know, had they gotten a couple of those ancients off. But now we have a medallion up onto. Do they have a medallion? I guess. Okay. And they'll get Roche. Go! DNZ. Yes, that sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, they almost have their first 4-staff in the Dusa, but other than... Oh, they actually have one on the Razor. You just bought one.
Yeah, Rubik has one too, so they know what the problem is.
That might be critical. If they can get, like, double force... If they go on somebody and they get double forced away, they just reinitiate with, like, a Tiny or something, and then they have the Dusa ult to fall back on.
It literally kills Tusk. It does. He's so useless when you have 4 staffs. He just kills himself if he snowballs at you. If he tries to shard you, you just get away, and then the rest of the team can't chase. It's like the worst feeling ever.
And that I'm kind of surprised Boogie doesn't, or not Boogie, DNZ doesn't go for a Blink Dagger, because that kind of helps against that problem, I guess. At least a little bit. Maybe not as much as I thought.
He might not complete the Solar. It's not amazing this game. It's pretty good. But I would be okay with the Blink.
Yeah, I think so too. In the meantime, the Final Tribe are putting a lot of pressure on these tier 2s. They will have to TP back home though, because here comes the high ground push with an Aegis. They have popped the pipe. The Illuminate will take that off onto Oliver. Tier 3 getting assaulted. They have the call down ready, but he's going to pop the Mask of Madness instead. Air taking a lot of damage. They actually killed Hanskin with Flat Cannon. He has to buy back the Viper Strike coming in. They do get off the Deuce ult. Now it's time to leave if you're Selgros. A good call. They had the snowball coming in, and they might actually get the kill with the Walrus Punch. They need like 2 auto attacks. Oliver got blocked by DNZ. Had he not gotten blocked there, they'd probably secure that kill. What they are going to... Well, they did get the kill, actually. I don't know how that happened. I guess it was Maledict coming in. Yeah. They get the tier 3 down as well. Might be time to back. They still have borrowed time. The heal, though, from the Voodoo Restoration. Look at that initiation from Jonas. It's a lot of damage. Nobody dead yet. The snowball coming in, trying to find something. But the Tiny Shadow amuleted. They don't have the vision for it. Weehaw needs to back up because of Aegis. This Voodoo Restoration is insane, by the way. They've taken so much damage, and RMN is just healing them back to full HP with a level 3 Voodoo Restoration and an Urn. What is happening?
Yeah, very underrated skill. I mean, he just has 3 amazing skills aside from his ultimate. His ultimate is actually his worst spell.
Which is crazy to think about.
That's what's so great about Witch Doctor.
Like, Death Ward is really good when you get Agatums and if you're trying to get some kills, but yeah. Cask, Voodoo Restoration, Maledict in the early stages of the game, insane. Abaddon still has borrowed time. Jonas has to take a rocket to the face. Weehaw still getting hit up by Frost. A lot of damage being dealt there. But they're going to get the racks, and Jonas might die too. They should have a force available. The Walrus Punch comes out. He has the Ice Shard, so they won't use it. DNZ actually getting chased down. The Aegis is now gone. Flat Cannon was doing some damage. DNZ gets forced away, which actually might keep him alive. The cooldown's going to come in. They have the break on the Diffuse, but that really doesn't matter. He's the mana shield going. Air taking a lot of damage to the Plasma Field. He might take down, but looks like he will. No, he sticks up. They get the kill on Weehaw in the meantime. Jonas, they don't have detection. They can't kill him. And now Boogie's still chasing Era down, but he's got plenty of mana to work with. And the spell was stolen. It's going to be a Product Shield now picked up. They will get the Tiny on the other side. They drop the Nether Toxin. Tiny's forced to buy back, but everybody is TPing from Selgros. Oliver almost gets lifted, but it was on cooldown, so... Avalanche coming in. Jonas is back. He's got the toss back into Boogie. Not an easy target to bring down, but he has no borrow time available. On the other side, they're going to static link DNZ. He might finally die. After all of this, Selgros are going to lose 2 potentially, maybe 3 as Weehaw has already dropped down. Hanskin has Mana Leak, but it's level 1. Dead. And Plasma Field and Boogie has a TP, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it off. Mana Leak goes. There's the Mystic Snake. That is 3 dead on the side of Boogie's boys. But they do get the melee racks in the tier 3 tower. I think they're fine with that. It's not a bad fight at all. They also force the buyback in the Medusa, so pretty good stuff, Trent.
Yeah, it's a decent hauls in Final Tribe just because the game didn't end, but they'll be fine with how it resulted, I'm sure, for the Radiant team.
Yeah.
They'll go back, farm it up, go for that next Aegis, but it is still hope for the Dire. It's more levels for Hanskin by the time they come back. Maybe even getting in towards that Aghanim Scepter at that point. They'll probably lose their shrines, though, so it's going to be very hard to contest Roche.
And that's probably what we're going to be waiting on for the next few minutes. Aegis was just used, and it was also just picked up. So we still have a long way before Roshan is up again. Selgros are going to apply the pressure, though, with the Smoke of Deceit gank. RMN looking for a cask, and he should find it. And he will. They get off a nice blinding light, but it won't keep him alive. And that's a big kill. Again, that stops the 4 staff from coming out for this Hanskin Coddle. And also, with him being dead 30 seconds, they can apply a little bit more pressure to the mid lane.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Can't lose him, man. I don't know. I think the key to this game, like we said, I said that I didn't see this game ending quickly because I felt like teams were going to be playing safer. That's kind of how the drafts lined up. I didn't think they'd be able to go this fast on the side of the Radiant, but look at Razor. He has 4 deaths, and he's been involved in 4 kills. Like, he hasn't been there during all these engagements at all, and neither has the Medusa. So they have 2 cores that just kind of did nothing. I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen the Razor actually engage anyway.
Speaking of which, he's going to get caught with a snowball. They have a 4 staff. They get off the ulti from the Medusa. He's forced to buy back immediately. And that's the Medusa ult down as well. On the back lines, Jonas is invis with the Shadow Blade. Where's the detection? They have sentries. DNZ, you should put one down. He finally does. As they pinged out Jonas. They saw him as he came out of the Shadow Blade. They could have also, by the way, they were at this top Rax, and they could have taken it, but they wanted the kill instead on Frost, and that's probably a better choice, I think, for Selgros. My
Jonas
God.
is thinking about going in there again, but that would be a mistake.
Yes.
Dire's bottom shrine.
Bottom shrine taken. They're trying to defend. They're pinging their top shrine. They're like, let's make sure they don't take this. We need this to take Roche. And that is a good idea. By the way,
probably thinking what?
sorry, go ahead. It's not
They're
important.
probably thinking that you kill this shrine, you push this lane, you rotate back down here, and then everyone comes up in here, right? So they're gonna try and play around this shrine and see if they can create that moment, but they are scared out by a helm creep.
Yeah, that's... Well, what a helm of the Dominator to pick up for Boogie. He's going Radiance next, which does not surprise me.
Like Armen's build, where he went for the Spirit Vessel and then into the Buckler.
Yeah, but speaking of Buckler, this is what I was just going to say. DNZ has one too, so I guess one could go Crimson, one could go Mech.
I think you just keep one casual and go Greaves on the Tusk.
Yeah, he has the full Mech done now. Mech Solar Crest for this Tusk. Not bad at all. Blink hasn't really been a necessity. I thought these 4 stabs were going to do more. That's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I think they just came out a bit too late.
Yeah. I agree.
But we'll see.
4 staff finally done for Hans, and he probably should have had it like 3 minutes ago, but that's what happens when you die a few times in a row against this Witch Doctor, who's having a heck of a game. Armen 7-0-12. He is the only player in this game without a death, which is insane to think about. That is a support Witch Doctor with an insane stat line.
Yeah, he's had great positioning.
Yeah. Look at the top shrine.
He'll have another ultimate orb for the fight, but that's about it.
Dire's top
Frost is trying to get to that BKB. By the time Roche is up taken and they're at their base, he could probably have it, but of course they would like to fight that Roche pit.
middle tower is under attack.
Roche, it still may be a ways away. We have 15 seconds before we find out the second timer. And they are doing a good job of keeping the waves pushed out for the final tribe.
Yeah,
Pablo's
they might get
bottom.
some towers.
Yeah, the tier 2 is getting low. They have a siege creep down here. I don't know if they can get it. Jonas can just go hit it.
That's a cool play by Jonas.
Bottom tower
It's like
is
one of
under
those spots that you don't really think about when you like hide in the tree like that.
Cuts the creep wave, TP's out. This will provide more damage on the tier 2. They're not even defending it. Selgros are like, we don't need to be down here. It's a tier 2. Let's let it go. Which is interesting because it is a tier 2. They will glyph it, but it's going to fall.
It would be a good time to post up around the Radiant or the Dire jungle, I think, and just like again secure Roche.
Another toxin.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Yeah,
been
they could try getting over there. It's a pretty early Roche respawn, actually. 40 seconds from now. So I think it was a minute respawn timer in total. Not bad for the Radiant team. And this is the problem. They would like to have that BKB for Frost, which is... You just talked about that. And
Yeah, he just can't do anything though.
no, he can't get there in time. It's not going to be enough.
Could get this wave though, but he's not sure where the Radiant team is.
I think they might have spotted one of the people in the
Radiant's
jungle.
bottom tower is under
Now,
attack.
let's see the TP from DNZ bottom. Might feel safer in the top lane. Yeah, he's walking out. They're kind of running there. The Deuce is close, but they have a ward to spot him. They could go for air. It's not an easy kill. They did see him, I'm pretty sure. Instead, Pablo's dead. Well, at least they only lose their Rubik.
Honestly, that's space for Razor. He sees him die, and he goes, okay, we know where they are. I'll get 2 waves now.
Yeah, but it's the worst time for him to die in the sense that they can't contest Roche. I don't think they could have contested it anyway, even if the Rubik was up.
He's got the BKB now, though.
Really?
He's going to pop his ulti on Frost. Is he going to try and BKB and go in, or what is this? Alright, this is the, never mind, I'm just going to TP home. I'm going to have my BKB. I'll have ulti back by then we fight.
Yeah. Which makes sense. He wasn't going to be able to get there in time anyway. BKB is done. Aegis and Cheese picked up. Cheese on the Viper. Aegis will go to Weehaw. Weehaw has picked up a BKB and is quietly building his SMY. We haven't really talked about him too much in terms of items. Oops.
Jonas might find someone here. He has the DD. He's going to spot them all coming through.
Weehaw, if you could get the Aegis, would be nice, but it's too difficult to go for him. He can't go for Boogie. Oliver, he really can't go for either.
Honestly, he can't even kill Iron Man, I don't think.
No. I mean, maybe he kills one of the supports. Yeah, maybe it's Armin, but he can't do anything else. He is cutting the wave nicely, though.
Yep.
So they've pushed out the waves pretty significantly. Era, if he gets enough farm, he can take hold of this game. Like Scotty, he probably wants a Butterfly, then maybe a Rapier if the game starts going too far south, which could certainly happen. But it's a ways away for him to get those big items. Like, Scotty's barely almost done.
Jonas is doing a great job, honestly. He's going to get this tier 2 mid as well. He knows they're not going to TP back for this.
He's almost at BKB. He's like 600-700 gold away, I think. So
where's Coddle, though? Yeah, Coddle's back now. He's going to start calling people in, but he's got to get ready.
if they get this Ags and they only lose that one top Rax, they are in. It's not a... They cannot... Like, losing this game...
They got the shield. That's huge.
Yeah. But
Great
this is
steal.
still a tough push. There's Cheese up. They have SMYs. They have their BKBs. Look at that flat cannon. He popped the Maschematics. This might be the Aegis, though. The Greaves keeping alive the Plasma Field. Nicely done. They heal him up. They have the Spirit Vessel. They have the Buddha Restoration. But now that is Guardian Greaves down for like 40-some-odd seconds here. And there's the BKB for the Tiny.
To go in. Is
Whoa.
that the play again here?
They
Yep.
BKB Weehaw. The wave clear is good. They've found Era, though. The Viper Strike coming in. Medusa, can he get the ult off in time? They've got the lockdown. He's in trouble. He uses it, but it doesn't do anything. He is buyback available. Oliver's got like the tier 3 about to fall, but you have no Stone Gaze to work with here. Weehaw does have the BKB available, or excuse me, on cooldown. Jonas gets off a nice Avatos. Frost is going to pop his BKB and looks for it statically, but it's only 78 damage. It doesn't really do anything. The Siege Creeps are in there doing some work of the Ancients. They've got the Telekinesis. They want Armand, but he's so difficult to take down. The Fable coming in. They have to force the Medusa away, and Boogie is just hitting the buildings. He's taking no damage. He's got the Borrowed Time. The Flat Cannon coming in. They've got the Snowball. Selgros are in. They might find Air. They will certainly find Frost. He will get dropped down by the Mist Coil. Pablo getting killed by the Rocket Barrage. They have to buy back on the Rubik, but there's no buyback on the Razor. This might be the beginning of the end here in this series. They will find Weehaw. They can't telekinesis him into the well, and that would have maybe killed the Aegis along with his other life. But he actually keeps the Aegis alive. They've got the Greaves yelling it back up. They've got the Voodoo Restoration if they need it with Armin now that he's bought back. The Greaves will come out and be available here. Era cannot afford to die again, and I don't think he can do nearly enough damage. It's just not enough. Weehaw pops the Mask of Madness. He goes to work on the tier 3 tower. This is about to be Mega, so they do have to deal with the top Rex at least. So it won't be Megas just yet. Boogie still has his Borrowed Time. The Glyph finally comes through. Borrowed Time is popped from the Illuminate of the Hunskin Keeper of the Light. Here comes the Snowball from Era. Onto Era, rather, getting forced back. That's going to be another set of Racks, and the top Racks will die to the Creeps with one more auto attack from Oliver. That is Mega Creeps, but TFT are not done yet. They are not giving up. They're doing everything they can, Trent, but it looks like tier 4s are on the menu for Selgros.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to try and hold the very last possible moment. They have Medusa ulti. They have one good fight left in them.
Yeah, they keep getting pushed back.
Gotta wait for their allies, though. The Razor, the Tiny. Tiny just can't do anything this game, man. All he can do is push waves. How do you kill anyone as Tiny in this game?
Yeah, it's a good point. Even Armen, they even tossed him and Avid him, but he's so tanky. The Spirit Vessel comes in. They're going to try to go for Weehaw, and this might be a kill. He still has the Aegis, though, and a BKB. He won't pop the BKB, obviously. The Stone Gaze comes out. They get the Aegis picked up. Can they kill him a second time? I don't know if they can. BKB is just going to get popped. Frost will try to, I think, static link him. He actually has already used the static link, 113 damage stolen. It's not enough to get any of these kills. Borrowed Time's already back up for Boogie. He's going to get healed back up to half HP. Jonas is looking for a toss. He does use it. He does bring Boogie back, but killing this man. Yes, they get the Abaddon, potentially, but that's all they've gotten. That's the only kill besides Armin that they've got in that entire fight, and the Aegis, I suppose, as well, throughout that entire, like, 5-minute push sequence.
Gotta do so, though, and it's already queued up, baby.
Yeah, he can't even get the Scotty anymore. I mean, even Rapier, they're all so tanky. It's the same issue with Jonas, right? If you can't kill him with that type of burst, the Rapier isn't going to be enough. He doesn't have enough items, I don't think. I mean, you got to do something, I guess, right?
Yep. Oh, let's see here. So, this is, I'm not crazy. This is straight up elimination, right? You're just done.
Yep, it's single elimination. Jonas will survive a call down. Armin has picked up a gem. They have actually had the homing, so they're staying right near Jonas. They know he's here, but they have no vision with Oliver either. So, well, maybe they see him actually. Good toss from Jonas, and it actually gets recalled. That was the perfect timing for it. Pretty nice. Now he needs to back out. Yeah, but it's Megas. It is elimination. Divine Rapier, he'll get the Demon Edge, but he's still a ways away from the Relic. I'm not even sure he's going to have enough time to get there. They might just push and end the game here.
I would be very surprised if he managed to get a Rapier.
Yeah. So, comeback potential's there if they can give him like 3 more minutes.
If they feed all 5 heroes going for these tier 4s.
If they run down mid and they all die.
Yeah, jump in the fountain a little bit, go for a bath. There's a chance.
Selgros looking to take down the final tribe. Would you call this a potential upset?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty even too.
Pent has been playing around together for a while.
Yeah. Stonegaze comes out with a cask, stops them in their tracks. They can't go any further. The call down coming in. That cask was absolutely ownage. Armin just destroyed them, essentially. Jonas has popped his BKB, but he's getting auto-attacked down by Weehao. Luckily, they don't have detection. They do have a gem, I think, but they're not close enough. Frost is getting low. They won't lose anybody on this the final tribe team, but they're about to lose tier 4s, and the Ancients are next, and Eric can only sit and watch. Avalanche toss combination doing a lot of damage. They almost bring down the Gyrocopter and DNZ, but they will survive and back up to fight again. Oliver, in the meantime, is full HP. He has a cheese. Era is about to die back. Good mana leak, though. Era needs to get back into the base. The Ancient getting lower and lower. Selgros going to work. Good toss from Jonas. Not enough. Frost about to get killed by the Tusk, Snowball, and Walrus Punch combination. They pop the cheese. Oliver's fine. Everybody getting low. The Death Ward coming in. Is that Storm? It is. It's actually doing some serious work, but it's not enough. They'll lose the Medusa. She's dead for 100 seconds. They're barely hanging on, and that's going to do it. GG will be called momentarily as the Ancient falls, and that is going to be the Boogie Boys, X-Penta, Selgros, Crips for Life, whatever you want to call them. That will be their victory. They will move on to the next round here of StarLadder I-League Season 5.
Wow. And this game, or this whole series started pretty bad for the Boogie Boys. Game 1 was not looking too hot for them.
No.
But man, they have a turnaround game 2. Super fast, and then again, the Boogie, Abaddon, I guess, just 2 games in a row. Made it look easy. That
was a great pick. Absolutely fantastic for them. He seems very comfortable on the hero. He was able to get a lot of room top lane. I think, though, when it comes to these teams, it was Armand and DNZ in the beginning of the game.
Look at Armand's scoreboard. Look at the heal. He out-healed his damage, and his damage was 10.5k.
That's I know he had an Urn, and he had level 3 Voodoo Restoration early on in the game, but that 10,000 seems like a lot. It seems like an insane amount, especially because he didn't have Greaves or anything like the Tusk did. He did 4,000 healing. Like, this is some serious heal.
And I think these numbers do a great job of just showing why this draft works together, too, right? Because you look at Boogie, and you're like, hero damage, he was below the Tusk and the Wish Doctor. What was he even doing? Well, he had some heal in there, too.
The building damage.
A lot of it for himself, but then the building damage, yeah. I mean, he's just a siege engine. He just parks himself there. He had that helm. He has some auras. He's the pipe builder. That is his role. He lets this Viper actually stack up some of that damage. Doesn't have to go for those mega defensive items like the helm. Like, he basically is doing the old Viper build on the Abaddon.
Yeah, that's true. He just sits up front and does the Viper's job, essentially. But it's even better because he has the borrowed time to fall back on. Even if you were able to bring him down low, he can always back himself up to safety. He's the Vodic shield to back up on. The Boogie Abaddon, I think later in this tournament, I would not be surprised to see banned out. Or the DNZ Tusk as well. Or you just want to pick up better heroes against the Tusk, potentially, which is something you were saying in the earlier stages of this game.
Yeah, you can't just give him. DNZ had 2 games in a row where his game before 20 minutes was completely free, and at that point he just kept creating kills everywhere, all over the map, because he didn't have heroes that could do anything against shards. Like, there's a lot of heroes that have mobility spells, and they didn't pick one.
Yeah, Blinks or Doppelgangers or whatever could have been available, but they instead go for Dusa Razor. Weren't able to get the 4 stabs up in time. The 4 stabs come too late, and essentially the game ends. And as much space as they made for the Medusa, and as farmed as she was at certain stages of this game, it just wasn't enough. The big thing, too, was the Jonas Tiny couldn't kill anybody, pretty much ever. He had to split push. And that's one of your big initiating heroes, not really able to do anything in the entire game. But that's it, Trent, my dude. Well, at least for you, my friend. We have another series coming up. That will be, I think, let's see, how long will that be? It's going to be 15 minutes from now, I believe. And it's going to be a good one. It's Kingdra versus Mad Lads, I believe, is who it is. So that should be a very fun game. So make sure you guys stick it here. Brax will be joining me for the first game. For the second game, we'll see if we can't find somebody. But the lobby's not up yet as far as I know. Hopefully we get more information about it in a moment. Trent, I want to thank you for coming, my dude.
Of course.
Pretty fun series, and I know you got a baby to take care of. You got a lot going on, so the fact that you were even here with me is pretty incredible, I got to say.
Well, you know I'm more dedicated to you than my child, Maut.
Yeah, well,
you were my first child.
I mean, to be honest, who wouldn't be more dedicated?
Yeah,
I'm exactly. It's me, you know. But
have fun.
Thank you for that. And we will see you guys later. We will take a quick break. The next series right around the corner. I'll keep you updated if anything else changes, but stick around, guys. We'll see you soon.